every time I see that, I cry. Sorry. Thanks, Andy. You know, I'm a product of Brighton. You know, I was born in Brighton. I went to Council Rock. I went to French Road Middle School when it was a middle school, 12 Corners Middle School, and Brighton High School. It's really interesting. So I have two kids who unfortunately couldn't be here. One is in South Africa. She's 17. I have a 17-year-old daughter, Austin, and an 11-year-old daughter named Ellis. And I look back as I was sitting here and just kind of thinking about the experience and listening to my the other members were just absolutely incredible people. And I remember just kind of growing up here. And I remember actually, I remember kindergarten. I remember my teacher, Miss Jones, in nap time, is how far I go back. I remember sleeping on the floor at Council Rock. And I remember, I had the honor and privilege. I grew up on the street called Georgian Court Road. It was at 200 Georgian Court Road, which is by Council Rock. And it was kind of fun growing up. Maybe some of you who were older than 8 and 13, you remember that there were things before play dates, and you would go out and you would play in the street before you had to have arrangements made and have your secretaries make appointments for your kids. And that's before, when you played a sport, you didn't play it as a professional trying out for a major league team, which, my kids do, and unless you do that, you're a bad parent now, apparently. But I remember just some clear memories, and I just would like to just kind of share them. I remember when I was in 3rd grade, I was at Council Rock, and I share this because there are members of my class of 1977, Barbara Gertzog, Bruce Mink, and Kathy Earliest, and we lived across the street from each other. And it was Christmas time. It was after Thanksgiving when we were in 3rd grade, and we looked around and we saw the Christmas tree. Now, we're Jewish, and there was a Christmas tree there, and when the menorah was going to show up, because it was Hanukkah. And so, as 3rd graders, we filed a petition with the principal of Council Rock Elementary School, and sure enough, the menorah suddenly appeared. So we're obviously from the 70s, we're radical revolutionary children. And then we were part of the French Road Middle School experiment. Now, if you don't know what that was, French Road Middle School was a converted school, which is now an elementary school. But they built it as one gigantic room. So you could actually stand on one side of the school and look clear across the other side of the school. And somebody had this brilliant idea to do this. This was very revolutionary. And they put partitions, and they would segregate this gigantic room into partitions. Nobody ever thought that kids that were 10, 11, and 12 years old would want to yell across to their friend at the other side of the school, right? So you'd be having this very important class, go, hey, how are you over there? And this went on constantly, and I think they put walls up after we were done with the school. High school, Brighton High School is an amazing place, right? So, there are people that are into athletics, and there are people into drama, the plays are great, and then there's people like me who are none of the above. And you just kind of learn to find your own path. And the education at Brighton High School is an amazing education. So I went on to Syracuse University, and I was way ahead of a lot of people because of the fine education that I experienced at Brighton. And I had the most amazing experiences today. I went and I spoke to business classes and AP biology classes, and these kids are just brilliant. I mean, I told them all that I would probably end up working for them one day. And I just wanted, I just wanted to replace the very funny experience that I had today. I insisted that I go down to the cafeteria because I haven't seen a lunch lady in 40 years. So I went down, and and there they were. They apparently have not moved or changed, right? So I walked over very, very sheepishly because I said, "Excuse me, what's good here? She said, try this, right? It was a wad of tin foil. She says, it's the fish. The fish is really good. It comes with French fries. So I get to the cashier where the meal was, in talking those was $7.40. You know, I thought I was eating at the Four Seasons. I just wanted to tell you that. And as I'm checking out, you know, so I have French fries, and she was very, she wanted to show me that they were baked French fries. I said, that's very good because I have an issue here. So as I'm checking out, I said, I'd like some salt, please. And she looked at me and she says, we don't have salt here. I said, why don't you have salt? I have French fries. And she looked at me with without skipping a beat, and she said, you're going to have to ask Michelle Obama. So on that, I am now emotionally scarred, having baked my French fries without salt. But I did find out, by the way, to the administration of Brighton schools, that if I asked the right teachers, they have smuggled salt. So they have their own stash, and I know who you guys are now, by the way. So, yeah, so I had a great experience, you know, and I just insist, you know, the kids I talk to, I mean, it's great growing up in Brighton, and Brighton High School is amazing. I just asked them one little favor, you know, as part of my legacy of being inducted. You know, Brighton is a very affluent area. And I asked a couple of classes today, I said, how many of you would like to be homeless, you know, when you get older? And nobody raised their hand. And I said, you know what? Nobody that's homeless actually chose that as a profession. So I just left it behind. I said, you know, reach out to people that are less fortunate than you, because those people did not make a choice. And with your intelligence, you know, in what you have leaving this school, you have such an opportunity to do good for others. And so I said, please just take this as a request going forward to help as many people with this bright education as you possibly can. And I live my life that way. You know, I live my life to help others. And I just hope that everybody else can contribute that way and really give back as my honorees and others have done. So I thank you.